Enough politics.
Manis.
Now let's try a Malay-style chicken curry, very typical of this region.
We've borrowed Kak Nor's kitchen on this beautiful island. Now, I am going to do this mild curry with a very large chicken, skinned and cut into pieces. This is going to be marinated in a sauce. First of all, about 3 limes, or you can't find kumquat limes like I have, just, get normal limes or even a lemon, or perhaps even, if you want, some vinegar. Okay, that's 6 shallots, 2 red chilies, or less if you want, and about 2 centimeters of ginger. This is also going to be mixed with a turmeric powder, about 4 tablespoons goes in. Okay. Now, in the old days, again, this would all be pounded, and the magic of technology. There it is, it's done. I'm going to blend it a little bit more. There you go. So now this is going to go in onto my chicken. It's basically a coating on it. Marinate the chicken with it. You don't need to put salt because when we cook this afterwards, it's going to be in a sauce. Leave that aside because I'm going to use that again. Now, marinate all the chicken pieces in it. Don't worry about getting your hands dirty, but the only trouble with turmeric is it sort of stains your hands, so you get like yellow fingers for close to 2 or 3 days. But hey, you want good stuff, that's a sacrifice you have to do. Okay, so that's more or less all covered. I'm going to wash my hands a little bit here. That goes in back again. Now, I'm going to turn the flame high. Let it heat up. Now, what you're going to do is to fry the chicken, semi-cook it, more or less sort of sear it. Now, this dish, which is very, very indigenous to the east coast of Malaysia, north of Malaysia, is eaten in different forms. For example, here in Trengganu, they eat it quite dry. In Kota Baru, for example, further up north, they actually eat it grilled, and then the sauce is actually poured on top. And there are different ways of doing it, and also like different amounts of sugar or chili put inside. Although I say mild, to a lot of Westerners, this is going to be quite hot. So you're going to have to be careful on how much chilies you put in. Right, that looks about hot enough. The oil is starting to smoke now. Now this goes in. Yeah. Notice that I've used a really big wok, or as the Malays call it, a kuali. And again, the Malays use do a lot of their cooking in woks as well, which I think is something they borrowed from the Chinese. And in most households, even in a beautiful kampong like this, you see woks everywhere. Now, where we're cooking is actually like so beautiful. I think my director wants to start moving here and live here. And if we could only base ourselves here, it'd be wonderful. Okay, now while that's frying, I am going to prepare the second part of the sauce, which is going to the gravy. Mind you, turn this to medium heat so it doesn't burn. Okay, now what you need for the second sauce is using the same blender, add a bit of water so that it blends easier. I'm going to put in about 8 to 10 small red onions or shallots. Okay, that's going to go in. About a 2-inch piece of young ginger. Small piece of turmeric again. Now I'm using fresh turmeric because I want it to just have the taste of the turmeric rather than the powder. Hello kakak. This is Kak Noor. Boleh, boleh. And I'm going to use about 5 cloves of garlic inside as well. Again, 3 red chilies. And I'm going to use 2 stalks of lemongrass. This one I'm actually going to blend, so I'm going to chop it up. So this goes in. And this one you don't really need to pound into such a fine paste. You can keep it into a sort of rough paste. Okay. Now while that's being done, I'm going to stir the chicken a bit. It's more or less done now. And what I'm going to do, see, once the chicken's half cooked, you will notice that it's very yellow. Now this is also very East Coast of Malaysia. I'm putting it low now. And the East Coast use a lot of turmeric in the cooking, as well as a lot of lemongrass. Lemongrass because it just gives off a very, very nice flavor. And again, Malay food uses a lot of lemongrass and chilies. Okay, I'm going to just put this aside. And meanwhile, the paste I've done is going to be put inside. There we go. Big plate here. Belum lagi. Baru start. Kasih dia kejap. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of more oil in it because it's a bit dry now. Maybe two tablespoons. Now notice I've not cleaned the wok because the ingredients I'm going to use are very similar. Okay, what I'm going to do is to put cinnamon, 2 pieces of cinnamon bark goes in, about 1 teaspoon of cloves, and star anise. Now star anise, you see, it looks like a flower. The Malays call it bunga cengkeh. Now star anise is used together a lot with cinnamon and cloves in Malay cooking, and I think this comes from the influence from the traders from India and the Arab states when they came in the past. And the paste I've done just now goes in. And turn the foot down a little bit lower. It's going to be fried. Now you fry this until it's fragrant. Now it's already very fragrant in the kitchen with the spices, but together with the lemongrass and the chili and the garlic, again, it's just a very, very full-bodied taste. Now I'm going to put also the chili bowl. Chili bowl is ground chili, a mixture of dried and fresh chilies put together, and it's made into this paste which is used a lot in Malaysian cooking. Now again, most of the time you can buy this in the supermarket, but the real way to do it is to ground dry chili that's been soaked and mix it together with, oh god, it's very pungent, together with fresh red chilies, and put them aside and store them like jars like this and put them into the fridge, and you sort of use them when you need to. Okay, what I'm going to put in also is kaffir lime leaves, 2 kaffir lime leaves, which I'm going to break so that the oil sort of come out. And I'm going to smash up another piece of lemongrass. Now this one is going to just be bruised so that the oil comes out. So you must always bruise lemongrass, because if not, if it's just covered up like that, it doesn't really give up much flavor. Okay, that's being cooked. Okay, that should be good by now. I am going to add back in the chicken. Make sure that all chicken pieces is covered. And when that's done, you put in about 1.5 cups of coconut milk. Now this coconut milk has just been brought down from trees. 2 coconuts have been plucked from the trees. The coconut is broken open, the white flesh is scooped out, blended into a puree, and the juice squeezed out. Now if you're in the West, you probably can get packet coconut milk or santan and use it in your cooking, but what is really nice with fresh coconut, obviously, is the same with any fresh ingredient. It just tastes better. But I have used packet coconuts here all the time. Now this goes in. stir it some. Wait for it to boil. And I'm going to add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, this is going to be quite sweet. Oops. Some salt to taste, about maybe 1 teaspoon. And just let it simmer until chicken pieces are tender. Now, you may want to add a bit of water so that all the chicken pieces are covered, okay? And this is usually left to simmer and cook until the chicken pieces are all tender. And also the sauce it's been cooking now for about 20 minutes. And you will see once the chicken's all tender and the sauce has been reduced, that it's ready to be served. Now, the coconut milk would give out a lot of oil, so you may want to spoon out some of that before you serve it. There you go. It looks wonderful. Like I said, this is very, very east coast of Malaysia. And why it's very different is because of all very, very different types of ginger roots and lemongrass and all that. And there you have it. Ayam percik.
This is delicious. You'll need 1 chicken, coated in a ground mixture of lime or kumquat juice, shallots, red chilies, some ginger, and 4 tablespoons of turmeric powder. And for the sauce, more of the same. More shallots, more ginger, turmeric root, 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, a few more chilies, and 2 stalks of lemongrass. To flavor your cooking oil, use some cinnamon, star anise, cloves, ground chili, a kaffir lime leaf, and some more lemongrass. To finish, a cup of coconut milk, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and a little salt. Have a fire extinguisher ready and enjoy.
Much more reduced. Right, that's it. We'll let it simmer for now.